A very good afternoon to you. You're welcome to a program on television, Africa Discourse on independent television. My name is Evan Kugie. It's, no gainsaying anymore that 7 days ago we had a new president in the U.S. talking about Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States of America, and of course also the 47th president of the U.S. And of course his presidency now is one thing that the whole world has been talking about. I mean, talking about diplomatic relationship with other nations of the world, and of course how other nations of the world is going to benefit from Donald Trump's government. And of course the continent of Africa is also not left out because with the stance of Donald Trump, I mean, America first, that's his own philosophy. If anything has to come first, it has to be America. The world leaders are already worried that if America comes first, then what becomes the fate of other nations of the world, and what becomes the fate of other continents of the world. And that's what we're going to be looking at today in the next few minutes on the program, Africa Discourse. So we're so privileged to have Benedict Inaide here with us today, an author, and of course a public affairs analyst, and also somebody that is enthusiastic when it comes to foreign affairs and international politics. Mr. Benedict, you're welcome to this program, Africa Discuss. Okay. All right, so Donald Trump, we are looking at today a strong character that a lot of presidents are saying that is going to mean, positive for America. There's no doubt about that. But looking at the relationship with the nations around, the whole world around, how it will impact. Let's start from Africa. What is your response, Donald Trump, the U.S. president now, policies, impact, and all that on the continent of Africa?
No, thank you so much. For me, I would say congratulations to America. Every nation have their own, will I use the word, independence to be able to function and develop and to benefit as citizens. For me, Donald Trump, it should be first of all for Americans, United States, and that is where they voted him, they trusted him. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And again, when you now come to the issue of Africa, I had my first degree on international studies. Maybe you may not know that. I studied international studies.
Okay.
And I found out that in every nation, there is an objective, there is a purpose to which every nation seeks its own independence. So I don't know why African, other world leaders are having issues with Donald Trump coming in as president, because it's when you are okay that you can think of how to help others. America is not in the best of itself right now. They have also gone through a lot. So I don't think there's a problem with that. And also, other countries that are looking at, not necessarily Africa, that are looking at Trump's coming, why is it a problem? Why are we not focusing on ourselves? Trump is not the president of Nigeria. He's not the president of Ghana. He's not the president of Cameroon. All these nations have their own resources, have their own policies. Why are they a sub-nation to America? I don't know where the conflict is coming from. Yeah, I don't, because this is how I think.
That's the worry or the fear?
Yeah, the worries are the fear, because if your nation is prospering, the citizens are doing well, what is the reason for migration? If you don't, take for instance, I've traveled around most of the states of Nigeria. There are places I go, I don't want to pass the second night, because I feel my home, Edo State, is better. I'll be treated, so whatever you do does not directly affect me, because I have my own, which is Edo. So the same thing should be for other African nations. The issue of migration is optional. You don't force relationship. Yeah, you don't force relationship. When you seek for independence, if you want to be a kind of a sub-nation to America, you would have applied. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's in United Nations Charter, but you seek for your own independence after colonization. You have it. You have your resources. It's the same way. Governance is governance either in America, in any other part of the world. So why this issue of what will become of us? What will become of us? For me, congratulations to America. And I think Trump has, for me, even the originality of Africa, Trump resonates with African beliefs in most cases. Things that they said they are afraid of, because I, as a father, I don't think I want my child, who is a son, to wake up one morning and say it's not a female. It does not resonate with us. It's not part of our beliefs. It's not part of our system. So I think it's the corrupt ones. Those who have issue with Trump are those who have been doing it the other way. Trump is for something good for the whole world. If you are doing it, just like when you have a working system, you won't come there and be afraid. When you don't close before time, you don't run, you don't see where they say MD is coming, you are afraid. It's because you have something you are afraid of.
Yeah, but what we're looking at is, you know, when we're talking about the United States of America, we are looking at a country that has perhaps extended its political influence, you know, globally. America sneezes today, the whole world shakes.
Sir, that it used to be. It's optional. It's relative. Depends who is there. They all have their own policies. You saw when he came in, instantly, the first day in office, he started reverting. That's how he's wrong.
Yeah,
so
that's what we're talking about.
Thank
those
you.
Policies now.
Some of those policies, who approve them does not automatically make them to be healthy for America. One or two issues or one or two interests may have influenced them. And he saw it differently. And I think Americans who voted in should be the one to complain. He's primarily responsible to United States. Every other person is secondary. That's his jurisdiction. So whether he's going to continue with the war, with whatever policy, primarily here, his primary responsibility is to Americans.
But the question, Benedict, we're asking is, the implications of these policies now, like we understand that some of the policies are good, like the LGBT, LGBT law issue, the one that has to do with same-sex marriage, which resonates with most of our beliefs as Africans. That one is good for most Africans.
Yes.
But if you look at, take for example, America withdrawing its, financial aid from the United States.
This aid has to stop.
Organization.
Sir, what has World Health really done? These are institutions that were created. The purpose has long been floated.
No, but you cannot also say, because as we speak now, remember the time of COVID. Now, World Health Organization gave a quantum contribution to most nations of the world. I mean, to fight the pandemic in areas of provision of vaccines and all that. And most of the financial aid that World Health Organization gets comes from America. So for Donald Trump to come in, and one of his first policy is that, hey, it's America first. Any financial,
I believe he has his reason.
Aids were given to the WHO.
I believe he has his reason.
Yeah, that is no more than you and I. Snowball. Don't you think it's going to snowball into...
Polio is still killing people today. What even brought about the COVID till date is still a mystery. Yeah, we may not have the power of the media. Yeah, who actually approves World Health? I started knowing about World Health right from primary school. But its impact is what we are talking about. The COVID you mentioned, there are sections that believe that it was man-made through the same aid. Are you hearing me now? Yeah, you may not have been hearing it from me for the first time.
Well, that's your belief.
No, he's there. He's there on the mass media. He's there on the social media.
No, we have many theories.
Thank you.
So that is why when COVID came, a lot of theories.
Thank you. That is why World Health. Are you hearing me now? It's not like you are talking about Africa Union. What purpose is Africa Union? The AIDS ringing election are do all manners. So these things are outlived. Behind all these things is who is behind it. It's not the policy.
So what you're saying is that in as much as you support U.S. withdrawal from financial aids to World Health Organization,
yes,
you are saying that it's not going to have any impact?
Sir, what I'm telling you now, even the World Health Organization itself, we have not really, in Africa, we have not really been able, because some of these things were co-opted, were collapsed you must join. Look at all the prediction of IMF and all of that. Does it really tell on the life of the people? They bring projection. Nigeria will follow. At the end of the day, the hunger continue. They bring figures. At the end of the day, when you still check it, you find that we are still far below what they claim that happened. So for me, Donald Trump is not a threat. I believe he means well for the whole world. For him to take that decision, he may have his reasons, and only time will tell. I don't know why World Health. Leave America alone. Other nations are there to come. Whatever is available, they should use it to aid who they want to. Is America asking them for it? No. It's the same Africa. How long is Africa going to keep crying? They spend billions on election. The money they use in rigging election and spending on election, why don't they channel it to their health? Why looking up to World Health? Why can't we have Africa Health Organization? What is wrong with it? How functional is our Ministry of Health? What is the budget of Nigeria to health sector at this moment? How many hospitals are functioning? Let's look home first.
Yeah, Benedict, perhaps what we are saying, the way you are looking at it now, you are looking at the long-term situation, but we are looking at the short-term implications now, because
what really happened is that
as we speak now, the implications of his policies, rollout and all that is already having impacts, negative impacts you may want to say.
Yeah, it's for those who didn't prepare.
So when you say for those who didn't prepare...
Thank you. I will break it down.
Yeah.
I'll break it down. How many nations in Europe that are crying that Donald Trump withdraw their donation to World Health? Real functional ones. How many? Is UK crying that they have withdrawn? The issue is this: as you make your bed, so you lie on it. Life is never going to be normal. There are no straight lines. It comes in surprises. That's why I say prepare. The nations that are crying like canary now are those who didn't prepare, are those who have been benefiting. I, for one, World Health, fine and good, but I don't really believe in most of their activities.
Are you saying that we've not been benefiting?
Sir, how? I'm an adult.
How?
Sir, how?
Okay.
Because I can tell you, I don't want to go into my personal.
Okay, let's make it more simplistic now.
Okay.
Do you know that malaria is one of our commonest disease that we have in Nigeria? Now, more than 80% of the vaccines that we use for treatment of malaria in Nigeria, do you know they are subsidized from the World Health Organization?
Sir, malaria as it is today is one of the biggest money-making malaria drugs. They are everywhere. Oh God. Sir, I choose to be a practical person. Do you know every 2 people, every 3 people in Nigeria, many are suffering malaria attack?
Yeah, I know. What we're saying is that...
What is the vaccine? Where is the vaccine?
No, what about the medications you have in the
hospital? The
medication
is for sale, it's business. Oh, bros. Oh, God.
Yeah, but what we are saying is that it's for sale, is business. But do you know they are subsidized?
Says who? The one produced in Onitsha? Who is subsidizing what?
What
you were told? You were told that they are subsidized?
The ones that are imported are subsidized.
Sir, okay. Oh, okay. Just mention one. They call for the price.
No, we cannot mention names.
That is what I'm telling you.
That
is what I'm telling you, that these things are for media. What you are saying, the reality on ground is not true. It's about leadership. It's a failed system. When everybody is corrupt, everybody is looking for money, Africa is hungry. Nobody you are going to... I cannot speak for Europe, but I'm talking about my continent, where I come from. It's purely business. It's business. If they subsidize anything, are you hearing me now? We have not, it's okay. We're talking about fuel subsidy before now. Abi? Some said they were subsidy, others said they were not. But at the end of it, it becomes obvious that the subsidy thing that we ever claimed, it was
more or less a charade.
It was a business. People cashed out. So it's not about making policy, it's who drive the process. That is why human being, why am I not afraid of artificial intelligence? nothing man will ever make that will equate the capacity of man. Nothing. Not even AI. I'm not kidding. Anything man will make, the biggest that's ever existed on planet Earth, I've not been to Pluto, I've not been to other planets, is man. AI today is going to benefit man. What I notice is that the fortune, what you call luck, will smile on those who prepare. What is happening now, the cry, is because many nations did not prepare. And those who are channeling most of this cry are those who are benefiting. Yeah, because how old is World Health Organization, for instance? Look at how child mortality, look at people die in Africa like flies. Where is their impact?
All right, so we will quickly take a short pause so that we reposition this discussion on your television one more time. Don't forget the program is Africa Discourse on independent television. And we are looking at Donald Trump's presidency, the 47th president of the United States of America, the impact is going to be having on the continent of Africa. When we talk about impact now, we're talking about his policies. And of course, from what our guest here is saying, Benedict Inaide, he's of the opinion that those impacts are going to be more on nations that are not prepared. The question that we ask is, are nations or our continent, Africa, are we prepared, you know, for the implications of these policies that we are looking at? We'll take a short pause now. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. All right, thank you one more time. The program's still right here. Africa Discourse still looking at the policies of Donald Trump and, of course, the way it's going to impact on the continent of Africa. Now, Benedict Inaide, our guest here, you know, is of the opinion that it is only going to impact negatively on those that are not prepared. Then I asked the question, I'm going to be asking him the question now, because I'm not trying to run down Africa as a continent, Benedict, but you and I know that when it comes to technology, we depend on the Western world. And when we talk about the Western world, perhaps US is just the country we're talking about. And of course, when it comes to availability of you know, things we depend on, even our daily needs, it's almost on the Western world. And of course, it is still centered around the US. And when we talk about maybe survival as a continent somehow, it still almost depends on the Western world. And we're talking about the US. Now, if you are saying that the policies are going to negatively impact more on people, on countries that are not prepared, or on perhaps continents that are not prepared. The question I asked you, is Africa prepared for the implication of the policies that Donald Trump is doling out?
Okay, I think I have a revised question for you. When is Africa
No,
going to
you
be
don't ask me a
prepared?
question.
Because you are not.
But let's get this straight. You don't ask me the question. I ask the question.
Okay, let me respond then.
From your, you're an African.
Okay.
And you reside here.
Yeah.
Now, from the way you see this continent, Africa, is Africa prepared for the implication of these policies? If you tell me yes, then I'll tell you to tell us how. And if you tell me no, then of course we'll begin to provide a solution. So that the impact of the policies will not be so much on us. That's what we are looking at.
Yeah, first of all, it's unfortunate that the continent is not prepared.
Okay, so that's what we're saying.
And after 60 years, a child that is born 60 years, a man that is born 60 years, at 60, in any part of the world, you are now a senior citizen. Is a failure. Yeah, for a man who has lived up to 60 years, he's not still prepared. He's not rational.
But
now, I'm coming, sir.
You can wake it up.
Yeah, that is what we're trying to do. How old is Nigeria? Because the preparation, I think this may even help us. Providence, this may help us. Because when COVID came, we were not prepared. But did we not go through it? So I believe, you understand, that Trump's policies and style of leadership may wake Africa leadership up. Who knows? That's why I'm optimistic. I'm not of the opinion that, yeah, whatever he does right now, this is how I live. I never blame anybody for anything that I go through. When any misfortune happened to me, first of all, I look inward. I don't apportion blame. So I don't expect us to be calling. By now, we don't still have our technology, nothing on ground, upon all the aids, all the whatever, nothing.
It is the same thing you and I were
yes,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Right now,
we know that nothing is on the ground. So how do we begin
thank you.
to
Now, that is why the wake-up call is on the African leadership. You and I I'm not in government. You are not in government. So whatever we are discussing here now is to better enlighten the society or whoever leader that may come across this conversation to say, these are the mindset of the people I'm leading. There's still nothing on ground after 61 years of Nigeria independence. So when is there something going to be on ground? Okay, now we are talking about to move. What does it take rocket science to have our own technology, or this is just gross irresponsible? It's just that the leadership is not responsible. What does it take to create technology? Every day you keep borrowing. They say they are looking for investor. They will use all the money, carry billions. They travel abroad, go and do their business, come back. Then after 4 years, they change them. They gather themselves again. So when are we going to now get it right?
Yeah, we know. Benedict, you are saying exactly the same thing I'm saying. What I'm saying here,
this is
perhaps,
it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is it. This is where I'm going.
Okay.
That now is a wake-up call.
Okay.
We have to develop our technology. How do we do it? We have to develop our technology. We have to, I just came back, I spent 1 full week in Lagos for seminar. There are good people. There are Nigerians that are still working so hard. You understand? I just came from a Nigerian organized entrepreneurship program when we were grouped into 10 with different projects and to sponsor and all of that. I wish the government could come. They will not come for such function. Come and see, the solution of Nigeria is in the hands of these people you call irresponsible youth. Nobody has solution. Come and see what the young Nigerians did. Come and see business profile. Come and see business projection. But no government will attend such function. You understand? We paid. I was in a hotel for a whole week. I came from Lagos last night. I went to Lagos from Monday to yesterday on Saturday night. What am I saying? Until government begins to look inward and genuinely be committed and start researching where is the solution. People with such great minds will never be given opportunity. The government will not even ask questions. When they want to ask, they still go to the wrong people. They go to their people who patronize them. So we who speak the mind of true Nigerians, who feel we could do better, we could have our own technology, we could have our own market share, we could develop things by ourselves. Okay, do you know that ginger alone, Nigeria has the best ginger in the whole world. China is the second. Nigeria is the highest ginger producer in the world. And not just the special of Nigeria, ginger is the best. What this nation we are seeking aids from, what do they have?
Yeah, Benedict,
this is the solution. And now you ask me the solution. The solution is that the government has to be intentional. They have to come out. You can't. What do we do here? There are people who can fix Nigeria, but they are never given a space. It's about patronage. Whether you like it or not, immediately I'm elected, I bring all my acronyms. We are not looking for competence. When you have already used your own hand to destroy what you want to build, where are you going to get it? People who pass exam genuinely, they don't get employed. They are not being put into government. So where are you going to get it? People who have genuine intention to do what is right will never be given a chance. And you say you are looking for solution. Where? How? So this is the quagmire. This is where we find ourselves. No intentionality. Everything is fraudulent. We've gone into materialism. Imagine a country that cannot produce a bicycle. They are driving SUVs of 300 million. The leaders themselves. And they said they are borrowing. That is so when you are talking about Nigeria or Africa, whatever, they are driving SUVs that they... Why can't they drive Corolla?
will take a short pause again so that we'll be right back on the program this afternoon. Don't forget the program is still Africa Discourse on independent television. And we are looking at President Donald Trump, the 47th U.S. president, his policies and how they will impact on the continent of Africa. Positive impact, you may want to say, and of course negative impacts. If they are going to be impacting on the continent of Africa negatively, how do we prepare? And of course, how do we get out of the quagmire that it will mean to us as a continent? We'll take a short pause now. We'll be right back. All right, thank you one more time. I'll stay right here, the program Africa Discuss. Yeah, Benedict and I is still right here. Now, Benedict, we are still looking at these policies and how they are going to impact on Africa. By extension, you know, you may want to say, Donald Trump came in and told that, he told Canada, he told the Chinese that, hey, for most of your products that you bring to America, we're going to increase the taxes on them. And that is going to further discourage, you know, exportation for this country. Now, by extension too, perhaps you may want to say that some African countries are also involved in all of this. Now, that is already setting a problem for continents of Africa. So in all of this, how do we begin to think around the box and look inward that, hey, America is placing so much embargo on us. Now, we're going to go to other areas that also is going to beginning to have impact on us as a continent. Yes. So in all of this, how do we begin to look at it inward, so that at the end of the day, these policies will not have adverse effect on us as a continent?
Thank you. I used a word when I came in. I say you don't force relationship. You don't force relationship. If I'm doing business with you, I'm into trade. I sell different products, as in I deal on beverages as my business. And there are products that I won't buy. Once you increase it indiscriminately without even putting me or putting us into consideration, I stop selling your product. This is the reason for most of this whatever is because many nations have not been able to develop themselves enough, domesticate whatever you are. America is not the only country in the whole world. If other countries have been able to build up themselves the way America was founded one day. From history, rent Indians are the original owners of that place. From history. People occupied that place. Christopher Columbus, we have the history of how America emerged.
Yeah, but they have since
developed. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah. That tomorrow, there are no absolutes. We have also seen other nations that from nowhere, they stood up. Is Japan crying? Is Germany crying? There are nations that have been able to fortify themselves through responsible leadership. And today, you want to deal with them? You don't want to deal with them? They are not at your mercy. And I think that is how I want to live my life. Yes, I'm very pragmatic. I take my decisions and I take, because I know very well that nobody that has life that was supposed to be surviving through another person, God did not design the world like that. We can collaborate. We can decide to come together. But it should be of mutual agreement. It's not by force. So for me, let all these nations go back to the drawing board. One way closed, another way open. I'm also keen on going to America. That today you say, where do you want to go? You spread visa. Say, where do you want to go? Sir, it will shock you the country I want to go.
Where do you want to be to?
Sorry.
You want to be to Namibia?
No. What I'm telling you now is that for me, for me, I'm out for impact. I'm alive for impact.
You're not so crazy about that.
Yeah, I'm not so crazy about materialism. What happened to Africa? The cry today is because they've used poverty to weaponize the continent. It's called neo-colonialism.
Okay. All right, so let's look at another area that, indirectly it is also, kind of related to we as Africans, because I know sometime about 2 years ago now, it was as a result of the war between Ukraine and Russia, you know, that the prices of bread, bread is staple food now, you know, skyrocketed and all that. Now, President Donald Trump has promised that once he steps in now, he's going to ensure that that crisis is put to an end. As we speak now, we understand that he has called the two leaders. He has called the Russian president and, of course, the Ukrainian president now to tell them that, hey, you have to stop this thing. Now, what do you think that means for Africa?
Yeah. And that's why I told you that every leadership have their own thinking, have their own strategy. Donald Trump is not a mean man. Leave presidency outside. If you watch his lifestyle, his approach to things, he's a man with capacity. So he doesn't just talk.
Yeah, what will it mean for
That is what I'm coming. It's going to mean well, because if the war stops, definitely the trade will come up, things are going to drop, there are going to be a lot of collaboration, export, import, things going to mean well for Africa. You understand? Okay, look at the style of Biden. Biden was part of those. If you ask, popular opinion, Biden was one of those who aided that war by their own way. Opinion, I use the word.
By your own,
I use the word
narrative.
Popular opinion. Sir, today...
You can say popular opinion by your own narrative.
Sir, today, ITV is doing their own work. But I can tell you, media is now bigger than television station. So when we are taking statistics, we don't use television media anymore.
All right, just go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what am I saying? That if today Ukraine and Russia war comes to an end, it will mean well for Africa. Meaning there are going to be, yes, there are losses, there are gains, no war without loss. But I think it's going to mean well, and it's going to bring more gain, because the bread was affordable before. But today, a loaf of bread in my area is 3,000 naira.
In the availability of grains
and all of that, yes.
Okay.
And a lot of Nigerians are also in those countries doing business.
Yeah, education.
Russia was one of those places that a lot of Nigerians, they were welcoming at a time before the war came up, and a lot of things went under. So it's going to be well for Nigeria.
Okay, so you encourage his policies?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't agree with all his policies, but I think I have to criticize me first. I have to take responsibility for my predicament first before blaming Mr. Evans. This is what Africa is doing.
So you are blaming African leaders?
Yes, they are not crying everywhere. Donald Trump, if your citizens are doing well, who wants to leave his country and to be humiliated in another places? Jobs we will not even do here. They are not even available. How many Nigerian migrants are doing good job, white collar job in overseas?
No, you can't say so, Benedict.
Sir.
No. The best, some of the best doctors in the U.S.
It's a society. You take the average. Sir, you take the average. Yeah, I have my own statistics. How many doctors, when you talk about the Nigerians that are in the United States today, genuine migrants? And yes, now many go there before they start studying.
Yeah, but are you aware that the personal physician to even this Donald Trump, the personal physician to Donald Trump is in Nigeria? Are you aware?
Yes, I'm aware. But what I'm saying is that when you compare to the number of Nigerians that have migrated, you understand, it's still a very small portion. Yes, those who are still doing artisans and cleaning jobs are still more than the doctors. That's what I mean. Okay,
let's look at immigration policies now, because a lot of persons are not too comfortable with Donald Trump on immigration policies. First and foremost, you look at what has to do with the citizenship by birth. By the fact that you are giving birth to in U.S., automatically you become, a U.S. citizen. Now, remember, that is a matter of the Constitution in the U.S. They call it the 14th Amendment, if I get my records correct now. So for a president to come on board, and of course, is trying to, he places an executive order to put that Constitution, that law at bay. The world is not comfortable with that. A lot of Americans are also not comfortable with that. How would you react to it?
Thank you. I don't agree with that. You understand?
You don't agree with his
stance on that.
Okay.
You understand?
His executive order on that.
Yes, I don't agree with that. Okay. Because for me, by birth in most nations, I don't know of United Nations Charter, I've not read it, you understand? So I may not be able to speak for United Nations, but I know most nations
of the world,
yes.
By location of birth,
yes,
supposes your nationality.
Citizen, yes,
Okay.
citizenship
By birth.
by birth is even, I think, was it in our master's class, yeah, because I did peace and conflict in my master's. In our master's class, it was part of a discourse, a thesis we did where we have to analyze, and we now come to the realization that birth was almost becoming a norm.
A general
thing
way of citizenship.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I did agree with that.
Okay.
And I don't know what they mean. It's an order. It's still subject to. You understand?
No, it's not subject to. It's an executive order that he has signed. He has signed into reality now, as we speak now. You can't. No pregnant woman is allowed to go into the U.S. That's the way it is.
Okay, but even at that, these are still why I'm saying, why is everybody? You see where I'm still going to? Why is everybody running there? Because we know it's greener over.
There are many reasons why people. Well, you may be correct, but mind you, this is where
Africa is, because we are focusing on Africa. Africa is economic reasons, sir. Let's not deceive ourselves. If Nigeria, that is so blessed, everything is prosperous, everything is going on well, to hell with American citizenship.
No, you cannot say.
Sir, yes, now that's why it's a big thing.
Benedict, anybody see? Migration is personal. And
yes.
As a matter of fact, migration is the first thing in the law of freedom.
Yes.
Anybody is allowed to go anywhere.
Yes.
So it doesn't
the
mean
same
that,
way
it doesn't,
association.
Benedict, hold on. It doesn't mean that a pregnant woman is going to the U.S. because she wants to give birth in the U.S. No. She may be going there for, there are relatives there.
That is why.
She may be going there for business.
That's why I said
for
before,
president
yes.
to come on board.
That's why I said.
To say that once you are pregnant and your pregnancy is close to delivery, you cannot come into the U.S. It's somehow.
Okay, that is why I said relationship is intentional. You don't, okay, now what can we really do about it? We can only discuss it on television. You said it as if besides.
But it's a negative policy.
Thank you. That's why I say I don't agree with it. But if you have prepared yourself enough, you see, for me, there are no absolutes. Yeah, there are no absolutes. America is not the only nation of the world. I use other countries as an example. We have not heard from Japan. Are they not part of the world economy? We have not heard from Germany.
No, Japan doesn't have, they don't have such as a problem.
No, what I'm saying now is that they are not complaining. It's African leaders. Don't forget our discourse. It's Africa.
Okay, you mean most reactions to this policy
yes,
are
Africans. Because we are practically torn beggars. Okay, do you notice the inauguration? How many African leaders were invited? Have you taken that into consideration? I thought it was going to come up.
Well, that is
why I'm telling you that. Face you. Do your do. Not the waka waka up and down. You know, he doesn't believe in African leadership. He has openly criticized them. He has called their names. Why are we still pretending we don't know what is going on? He has openly discuss his disdain and disrespect for them. He has called their names. Yet they still go there. Sir, there is a way you will treat me. You will never see me again. It's my policy for life. There is a way you will treat me. You will never see me again. I'm telling you how I live as a human being. So when a president came on board, he's dishing out executive orders and all that. That is why I'm using other examples, that is other countries crying the way African leaders are crying? No.
Now, Benedict, don't you think that for most people for some people I should say now, that are perhaps of the opinion that perhaps Donald Trump is one of a person that does not have respect for international politics or international relations.
That has highly been compromised?
Yeah.
He
doesn't have respect for international relationship.
Yes, you know why? Because respect is reciprocal. Respect is earned. Yeah, it's not something, it's not like integrity. I hear people talk about integrity. I said integrity is a product of time. Same with respect. Respect is earned. It's how you conduct yourself. When you come to my house, from the gate, how you comport yourself is how the security will respond to you. If you come to my gate and you will get his reaction. So for me, African leaders have lost respect before the man. There may be other presidents that we may want to make up. We are all different. That is why it is called individual. We are all unique in our own ways. But if you ask me today, African leaders have lost the respect. Is it not people who loot, carry money there, all manner of, they have court cases everywhere of loot, criminality, steal the oil, steal everything. So where are you going to get the respect? The respect you've long thrown into the dustbin? Or you think when you behave anyhow tomorrow, it's only Africa people steal, politicians steal, rape, cheat, do everything, they still call them honorable.
It's Africa. It is not only
Sir,
Africa that you cannot generalize that it is only Africa that politicians steal. I will not agree with you.
Okay.
Now we have, but even in the US,
yes.
even the Donald Trump we are talking about now. Now remember, I mean, a first president that was convicted and he was sworn in. If that had happened in Nigeria, how would you think the whole world would look at Nigeria? I mean, a first president that he sponsored the rioting at the Capitol. I mean, if that had happened in Nigeria,
alleged.
You call it an alleged now, but we have the videos and it was established. But if that had happened in Nigeria, the same US would condemn Nigeria for it. But it happened in the US and nobody's saying anything. So let us be careful. In as much as we try to, praise the US, let us also be careful.
I'm not praising the US. Let me tell you, I'm not holding forth for the US at all. I'm telling you that our leaders brought us so down.
Some of our leaders.
Yes, because you take the average. Mr. Evans, I read international studies and diplomacy. I have my master's in peace and conflict. So this has been my life. I don't even want to go into some things. From year 1 to final year.
So what you're saying is that bad leadership
yes, is what is causing us all these troubles. I just give you an example of when somebody comes to your house. It's from the gates, how they comport themselves. What story is flying about in Africa? Can't we also create our own media? Can't we also create our own technology? Do they have 2 heads? Do they have 3 brains? So what is the problem with this continent? All right,
so as we commence our descent now, I know that you have established your position on this whole discussion, but I just wanted to quickly react to what people are also reacting now, talking about Nigeria being a partner of the BRICS, of nations. And for a lot of persons that, hey, Nigeria is going to suffer. I mean, being a partner of the BRICS, and the BRICS is not always a bloc that the US, that Donald Trump as an individual wants to see, because his enemies, so to say, the Chinese are there, the Indians are there, the Brazilians are there, the South Africans are there. Now, these are economic enemies to Donald Trump in the first place, and perhaps economic enemies to the US.
Yes.
And Nigeria now is at the BRICS partnership.
Sir.
Is it true that Nigeria will suffer in the hands of Donald Trump?
Sir, if you ask my honest opinion, Nigeria should face Nigeria. Leave all those nonsense. It's nonsense.
No,
why? Because
be careful with the way you say that.
Nigeria, see, sir, is it not an independent nation?
It is.
Because, see, this discussion should be based on certain truth.
It is independent.
Thank you. So if you find yourself, they made that choice. Thank you. If you made that choice before it came, this one will not favor you. So what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Let me paint a scenario for you. A man was served quick notice. Are you hearing me? Trying to make payment for his rent. And they said they are not
just
taking
2 more minutes.
Well, they are not taking the rent again. But you know what that did for him? Automatically, his brain booted. Sorry, you could do this and do this and do this. In 26 days, he moved into his house. I'm telling you, last 2 weeks. Challenges are opportunities in disguise. That is why I don't fear. They see, it's his mindset. If Nigeria wake up today to say no, we don't even want to do Atachi. These are like bilateral, all lies. I don't believe in all those nonsense. We have what it takes to survive as a great nation. Before you count 3 countries in the world with
so what you're saying is that the whole world can be coming to Africa.
Africa, thank you. That is my belief.
Okay. All right. So I will say
That's my
very big
belief.
thank you, Benedict. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the program today. And we've been able to make it so, you know, bring it in such a way that you understand the issues that we are talking about. We'll be talking about the policies of President Donald Trump, or the 47th president of the U.S. who has been sworn in only about 7 days ago. And of course, his policies are already having reactions all over the world. And counter reactions, you may want to say. A lot of persons are praising Donald Trump, that that's a good one. I mean, for the fact that he thinks of U.S. first. But some other nations of the world are not just too comfortable with the policies because, you know, as far as international politics is concerned, a bilateral relationship is something that you cannot, you know, snare. You cannot, you know, threaten it in any way. So for Donald Trump's policies, they threaten bilateral relationship and international politics. Well, we'll leave you there, and hopefully to come back at same time on this station 7 days from now on Monday to look at all that topic on the program Africa Discourse. My name is Evan Sunukugi. Goodbye and God bless you.